With the current pandemic of COVID-19 infection, healthcare workers are at tremendous risk of infections themselves. Now, anesthesiologists work very closely with the patient, whether it is in the OT or it is in the intensive care unit or it is at the time of resuscitation. The crossbar which is toward the head end of the patient, and it has another crossbar which is at the foot end. Now, these two crossbars are held in place by two rods which is there, which is connecting the two crossbars there. Over this, we have extended a sheet of plastic film, and on this side, just by the side of the head, we have given two cuts here with the center at the level of the forehead, and these cuts are about 6 to 7 inches long on either side of the patient's head. Now, from the left side of the cut, laryngoscope will be handled, whereas from the right side, the tube will be inserted into the trachea. The laryngoscope is being inserted inside. You can see the laryngoscopy is being performed, and the tube is handed to the anesthetist, and that's how the tube is going inside into the trachea. The stellate is being removed. Puja, clamp. Stellate is being removed there. Now, the tube is being clamped. And the cuff is being inflated. Now, this is again an essential step so as to minimize the aerosol generation from the patient when the tube has been inserted. Now, the cuff has been inflated, and after that, the tube is connected to the circuit, and the clamp is removed. Whatever aerosol were generated, they have stayed inside this very compartment. No aerosol has come out. The slits that we have used, see, when you take your hands out, the slits are almost opposed to each other, and there is no leak of the aerosol. Now, here sometimes the surgeon might like to operate in the abdomen, upper abdomen, so he might feel inconvenienced by the presence of this crossbar at the level of his area of interest. Now, what we can do is to make him more comfortable, I'll ask my colleague to move the frame from there. So now we have moved this crossbar at the level of the chest, so he can operate wherever he likes. He can go ahead with the upper abdominal surgery, lower of course, and even up to the level of the thorax. If we move it still further up, so he can even operate at the say mastectomy or anything. So he'll have enough room available for himself to operate. All the drugs have already been given for reversal. Patient is having spontaneous respiration, and thereafter the tube will be removed. Please deflate the cuff. The cuff has been deflated, and the tape is being removed. And the tube is being removed now. So that's where now the patient is breathing spontaneously. Whatever aerosol has been generated at the time of extubation are now confined within this space. Now there is another thing that we can do to minimize the aerosol which is there. We can have an alcohol-based spray which can be sprayed inside before we remove the sheet, and there will be least exposure to the anesthesia team, whole of the team, not only anesthesia team, even the technical staff, nursing staff, whoever is assisting in the conduct of anesthesia to the patient, so they will be least exposed. So now we can remove the sheet, we can remove the frame, and the patient is ready to be shifted to the post-operative care area. The sheet will be removed like this. So the sheet is being removed. Patient is breathing spontaneously. And this sheet can be discarded as it is. Do not touch the inside of the sheet. This sheet can be folded and can be discarded itself. So there is no question of reusing this. Whereas this can be used with a quick disinfection process, and we can keep this ready for the next patient immediately without any delay of time. Yeah, this is what the device when assembled looks like. It consists of two crossbars which I have explained, and these are the two rods which are holding these crossbars in place. Now it's very easy to disassemble that. Remove this from here, this comes off, remove this from here, and this comes off, and this is what is left of the whole device. It's so easy to sterilize after, disinfect after the process, and you can store it wherever you like in one corner of the room. Now to assemble it, these crossbars have to be put in place. And you can see that it can be assembled within in less than a minute's time. So this is the main purpose, the simplicity of the device and the utility of the device. Now there are videos available with a huge box which is composed of acrylic sheet. It's kind of a big box which the people are using. Now on this side they have two large big holes for the anesthetist to manipulate the, to do all the maneuvers for endotracheal intubation or extubation or any activity that is required to be done on the patient. There is one big hole on this side and there is one big hole on the acrylic sheet on the either side. Now the whole idea is that when the aerosol is there, now if you have such four big gaping holes on the box, then of course I think it defeats the very purpose of aerosol containment. Whereas in this, although we have two cuts here, simple linear cuts, and the moment the anesthetist takes his hand out, the two oppose each other and those cuts are almost closed. This is the assembled one, again with the plastic sheet as was shown earlier. These are the two cuts which are hardly visible. They are opposing each other and there is minimal possibility of the leak of aerosol. These are the two cuts on the head and side. This is another cut from which any manipulation which the anesthetist on the head end might require to be done, or handing over something to the patient, to the anesthetist, and also for checking air entry after the tube has been inserted. Now you can understand that this is so easily can be dismantled and can be stored very easily. With regard to the COVID box which I told you earlier, that it has a huge acrylic sheet or a plexiglass, you can understand that taking off the whole device and putting it somewhere else, OT and intensive care are the areas where the space is always at constraints, plus it has the possibility of damage, and then when the surgery is to be started, the surgeon may not be very comfortable operating on the patient with this area restricted for him. Now this has to be removed. Now when you remove the COVID box which is commonly used, you defeat the whole purpose, because whatever aerosol are there, they are released to the environment and everybody is exposed, whoever is there in the OT is exposed to the aerosol. With this device, since we move the crossbar, the foot end crossbar upward, so the leak of the aerosol is minimum in the OT. So these are the main advantages which I am sure if you use this device, you will find these very helpful in the management of patients who are infected with COVID-19 infection. Thank you very much.